there's been a lot of stuff in the news recently, or a little bit of stuff in the news recently about men's leggings, and the apparent fact that they're all the rage in Manhattan and all this. And people say, well, let's hope they don't catch on. Well, obviously nothing would please me more than if they caught on, but in fact they're not going to catch on. This sort of thing has been tried before in a number of different ways. Women's clothes have attempted to have been sold to men on a number of occasions. Skirts were marketed to men in the 70s. That didn't work. Later on, they attempted to sell leotards as men's underwear in the 90s, and they have made more than one attempt to sell leggings to men, and it never works. And the reason it doesn't work is that market forces are not the ruler of everything. They don't totally dominate over everything. I would be obviously very happy if men's leggings caught on, because then I could go out and people wouldn't take the pee and all this sort of thing. But gender roles are in fact so powerful and so powerfully signalled by clothing that men's leggings are never going to happen, because these gender roles are more powerful than market forces, as I say. Now, there are a number of other things which are quite interesting about this phenomenon, one of which is that you can't see them in this video. So I'm going to stand up and do it like this. Invisible head. So now we've got a talking body video rather than a talking head video, haven't we? Okay. One of them is that women have been made very sensitive about this area. Now, that's the does my bum look big in this thing. There's also the camel toe thing. Now, as a result, whereas in the 80s and the 90s, women generally wore leggings as trousers, like that, later on, when they came back in the 2000s, they had become insecure about this area and therefore wore longer things to cover them. Now, as far as men are concerned, if men wear longer things, they're signalling femininity. As a result, they're not going to do it. And obviously men are going to, because the thing that people always say about leggings on men is that they expose a certain area to visibility. And if men don't want to expose the area, they're going to have to cover it. And the only way they can really cover it is by wearing something long. Something long is also known as a dress. Now, there is nothing more feminine than a dress, although obviously in certain contexts it gets signalled and given significance as male. But in general that happens. So, basically, men's leggings are never going to catch on. I will always be in the minority. And it's never going to happen. Market forces not as strong as everything, but in a way that's quite encouraging, because it means that market forces don't rule. There are other phenomena which stop market forces from ruling, and that means that you can't just sell anything to anyone. So in fact, although they're never going to catch on, and I think any sensible person who can see the wood for the trees will realise that, it's actually quite a positive thing in a way that they'll never catch on, although it is also quite annoying because it means people are still going to take the mickey out of me for wearing them. So there you go, another video on leggings.